What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to talk about draft prospect Garrett Wilson. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune into the channel. If you would like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you would like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that tab, the join tab here on my channel. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I want to talk about draft prospect Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is the wide receiver out of the University of Ohio State. He goes about 6 feet tall and 188 pounds. I do think that the Falcons may take him at 8. He's being mocked to the Falcons at 8 in a lot of the current mock drafts that I've seen. I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons decided to draft Garrett Wilson, because to me, out of all of the wide receivers that I've seen so far in this draft, he's the most polished wide receiver when it comes to route running. To me, he's probably the best route running wide receiver in this draft. So if the Falcons are looking for a Calvin Ridley replacement, this would be the guy that they probably would go with. It would be between him and his running mate at Ohio State, Chris Olave. To me, those guys are two of the best route runners I've seen out of all of the wide receivers that I've seen in this draft. Personally, my number one wide receiver that I think the Falcons should take is Drake London because of his size. He's 6'5", 200 plus pounds. And I feel like in Arthur Smith's scheme, it's built for bigger, stronger wide receivers, guys that are physical at the point of attack. But if you want a wide receiver that's a speedster, Garrett Wilson is the guy for you. Him or Chris Olave, both of those guys are really fast. Garrett Wilson ran a 4.3. He's a 4.3 speed type guy in the 40. He's very explosive. If you go watch his tape, a guy that can definitely take the top off the defense, can run those post routes and those streak routes and things of that nature. Is a guy you could throw quick screens to, and he can take it to the house. He had over 10 touchdowns last season with Ohio State, over 1,000 yards receiving. And to me, he is one of the best prospects in this draft. One thing that I love about his game is he's a guy that can create separation, which we didn't see a lot of last season when corners pressed up against our wide receivers. They weren't able to beat man-to-man coverage consistently. And that's something that Garrett Wilson excels at. That's probably the best part of his game is his speed and his route running ability. So if the Falcons are looking for a Calvin Ridley replacement, looking for a guy that can beat man-to-man coverage consistently, then Garrett Wilson may be the guy that they want to go after in this draft. He's not the most physical guy because at Ohio State, he played in one of those systems where they threw a lot of deep passes. They didn't throw a lot of slants and things of that nature. He's not afraid to go across the middle from what I've seen in his tape. He is very good at run after catch, so he gets a lot of yak yardage. But I think the best part of his game is his explosiveness and his ability to take the top off the defense and go deep. So I definitely could see the Falcons taking Garrett Wilson at 8. I wouldn't be upset. As I told you guys before, this Falcons team, because they're in like a rebuild mode at this point and they're restructuring this team the way that they want it, the way that they see fit, both Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith, I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted pretty much went anywhere in this draft, whether it's quarterback, wide receiver, edge rusher. I wouldn't be surprised. Offensive line, I really wouldn't be surprised with any draft pick in the first round, because at this point, the Falcons have so many needs that you really can't go wrong with just taking the best player available at this point. Personally, I believe in starting in the trenches first, but based off of the lack of weapons for last season for Matt Ryan in this offense due to Calvin Ridley now being suspended, due to us losing Julio Jones a year ago, and then due to us losing Russell Gage in free agency to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we really don't have many weapons. Like the wide receiver room, the cupboard is bare. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons decided to double dip in this draft and take multiple wide receivers. But I wouldn't be upset if they decided to go with Garrett Wilson because he is a guy that's the total package. Like I said, one of the most complete wide receivers that I've seen. He puts me in the mind of like a Amari Cooper, a Calvin Ridley type, Justin Jefferson from the Vikings. He puts me in the mind of those guys because of his size, about 6 feet, 188 pounds to 190 pounds. But a guy that's really good. Like I said, at beating man-to-man coverage, he can be that number one wide receiver because of his explosiveness. And I definitely think that the Falcons need more explosive players on the team. Basically, so we can have more explosive plays. Because last year we didn't have a lot of big explosive plays down the field. We had some, but we need a lot more. So moving forward, it's going to be important that the Falcons bring in more talent on the offensive side and the defensive side, but definitely bring in weapons for Marcus Mariota to be successful. And I think Garrett Wilson, because of his route running ability, he's a guy that's going to definitely create separation and give Marcus Mariota, space to throw the football. To me, that's one of the biggest things that fans fail to realize is you have to have wide receivers that can create separation so the quarterback has space to throw the football. And that's something that I think it kind of goes unnoticed in a lot of football games is fans don't realize how important it is for a wide receiver to be able to run routes and be able to create separation. To me, that's one of the biggest things when you're looking at a number one wide receiver is he a guy that can get open? And if he's not a guy that can beat one-on-one coverage consistently with creating space, is he's big enough like a Kyle Pitts or a Drake London where you can just throw the ball up and he can win those 50-50 matchups and catch the ball, catch contested balls. I really think that was one of the biggest problems last year for our Falcons team is our wide receivers. They weren't creating separation, and then they weren't very good at the point of attack of being able to make contested catches. Other than Kyle Pitts and Russell Gage last year, Zacchaeus, Christian Blake, the other guys that we had at wide receiver, they weren't good at being able to make contested catches, and they weren't good at creating separation. So it made it really tough for Matt Ryan, who was having to throw the ball in tight windows and things of that nature. And when you're throwing the ball in tight windows a lot, that's a chance for an interception because the ball can get tipped, and that's how interceptions happen. So I definitely think that Garrett Wilson could definitely be a guy for the Falcons at 8. Or if the Falcons decide to trade down in the first round, I think Garrett Wilson still will be there on the board. If they want to trade down a little bit, trade down into like the teams, 15, 16, 17, one of those spots. If we decide to trade down, I think Garrett Wilson still possibly could be on the board if he's the guy that they're targeting. But with that being said, you guys let me know what you think about Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Do you think the Falcons may draft him? Personally, I do think, everything is on the table at this point as far as who the Falcons are going to take. And that's what's going to really make this draft really exciting to watch is because no one knows what Terry Fontenot is going to do in this draft. The Falcons are playing it really tight and close to the vest. So I'm going to be very intrigued. And we're counting down to the days of the NFL draft, which I believe is April 28th. Today is April 1st, so the countdown begins 27 more days into the draft. But with that being said, I'm going to have a lot more draft prospect videos coming for you guys, so definitely stay tuned. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content. We're boys on the road to 2,000 subscribers. But with that being said, I'll holler at you guys in the next video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Peace.